Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gebo the Shaman, and today we are talking about Gemini in the 7th house. So, in order to understand Gemini in the 7th house, we need to understand the energies of Gemini and the energies of the 7th house. So what's that all about? You'll have to forgive me, I have a throat lozenge in my mouth, just kind of trying to prevent my throat from going out, basically. So today we're talking about Gemini in the 7th house, and so we need to understand what Gemini means and what the 7th house means. So before we get into all that, I will go ahead and tell you guys about my Vedic astrology readings. So in order to get 30% off, I'm having a 30% off sale on all my Vedic astrology readings. And so you can find out more information about that by going to vincent.thunderwizard.com. And I also have my self-transformation course. It combines Kundalini Yoga, Qigong, and powerful meditations. Basically, that course is designed to basically help you awaken spiritually. It helps the meridians in your body to open up, and you'll get like incredible energy, incredible power. It's an amazing program. So guys, that course can also be found down in here at gebotheshaman.gumroad.com. So check that out too. And I guess we'll get into the show. Or the video. So we're talking about Gemini in the 7th house. So Gemini in the 7th house. So Gemini basically means communication. It's all about communication. It's all about commerce. It's all about quick back and forth, quick communication. Because Gemini is very quick. So so basically the key word for Gemini is communication, and the key principle with Gemini is communication, short distance travel, short-term travel, weekend getaways to, a place that's, an hour away or whatever. That's kind of Gemini energy. So as far as the 7th house is concerned, we have, so this is the house of relationships. This is a house of marriage, of business partnerships, contracts, contractual agreements. Could be friendships, but it's more like legal relationships. So, for example, it's relationships where contracts or business is involved. So, for example, someone who has a marketplace, like a vendor at a market kind of thing. They would use the scales of Libra, which rules the 7th house, in order to do their contractual business relationship, to fulfill that. So yeah, it's kind of like it's business relationships, whether that's you're selling something to somebody, you're trading, or things like that. Even in a marriage, you have in a marriage you have the the marriage contract, so that all plays into effect as well. So with Gemini here, it's kind of an interesting energy because Gemini also, in addition to ruling communication, it also rules commerce. So things like, you know, so as I just said, like the 7th house is has a lot to do with commerce. You know, it's vendors selling to customers. It's, you know, all that stuff. So anyway, so as far as your your marriage relationship, this kind of gives you an idea of what your relationship will be like with your spouse. So with Gemini here, it's kind of like you'll have a very communicative relationship with your spouse, which is good. I mean, in any relationship, communication is key, so that's really good. So yeah, you might like to get away on weekend vacations, short-term getaways, short-term travel. So, you know, like traveling to a resort that's like an hour away or something like that, or like a hotel room that's, you know, a little bit away. That's kind of like the Gemini energy. So what else could I say? Actually, let me check the time real quick, guys. Okay, so yeah, you guys get the hint. As when we're dealing with this kind of thing, we're dealing with, you know, a lot of communication between with you and your spouse. This could also be communication in regards to you and your employer, or you and your, I would say more like business partner, not so much employer, but yeah, so I would say that you would probably make a very good business person with regards to, you know, doing contracts with other people. You could probably be very good at that, you know, because your mind is always, or your, you know, your communication, like, to me it seems like you're very talented with coming up with like contracts or things like that, where you're basically you know, coming up with contracts so that you can make business deals with other people, and you kind of, it seems like you would use those contracts in your favor, but but you'd have to look at really, to get a better understanding of your Gemini in the 7th house, I would recommend you looking at where your Mercury is placed in your chart, because that'll give you a better hint of what's going on here. So for example, if it's in the 3rd house, then you would have a lot of communication, like your communication would be really enhanced because it's, you know, it's in the 3rd house. So but yeah, it would also depend on the sign. So if your Mercury is sitting in Gemini here in the 7th house, that would be, you know, a lot of communication in regards to your marriage and stuff like that. So if it was in the 9th house, it would be communication about philosophy and things like that. If it was in the 12th house, it would be communication about spirituality. So you just kind of gotta look at where it's placed and kind of I would look at videos about that placement. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so that does it for this video. So before you go, please check out my website, vincent.thunderwizard.com, to get 30% off of your astrology reading. And even if you don't want an astrology reading right now or can't afford one right now, you can always go to that website and read about what I have to offer, so you just get a better understanding of it. And also check out my Patreon site, patreon.com/GeboTheShaman. And that Patreon site is only it's only like $45 a month. So, and then down here at GeboTheShaman.gumroad.com we have the courses where you pay in full. So, alright guys, my dogs are going crazy as usual, so we will talk to you later. Peace.